Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little tip for you on how to maintain your skincare and what kind of skincare regime you should be following. It's not skin type specific, it's just in general, but they're just some basic rules to follow. Please don't use my skin as an example because I have not been investing in my skin lately, so don't look at me, just don't look at me. But if you want to know how to look after your skin, please keep on watching. Back in my youth, when I was a makeup artist, I used to really take a lot of interest in skincare and would spend 20 minutes out of an hour focusing on my client's skin before I would apply makeup. It's pivotal for having a clean application, smooth application, and a glowy application. Particularly if that person that I was working on didn't take care of their skin. But longevity wise, aside from the benefits it has for aging, you get your money's worth out of your makeup because you need to apply less to get a beautiful result. I always used to say that the point of foundation is to make your skin look like flawless skin. It's not to make your skin look like you've got foundation on, at least in my opinion. So I still distinctly remember the clients I had that had flawless skin. There weren't many that just had that picture perfect skin, and I was very reluctant to put any foundation on them. I put minimal amount of concealer, maybe do a little bit of color correction, unless they ask me to put on more. But yeah, rarely would I want to put a lot of foundation on skin that didn't need it. So the amazing thing about skincare is that it gives you that flawless look and you don't need to use as much product in the end. So I'm going to talk you through the main kind of products, the staple products that you should be using and the way in which you should be using them. So your staple products would be a chemical exfoliant, a manual exfoliant, a serum, a moisturizer, and a mask. So 5 products. There's some extra ones that you can have on top of that. So you can have your eye cream, you can have your lip balm, you can have your brightening serums, your clay masks and all of that. But those are the 5 ones. So when I refer to chemical and manual exfoliants, consider your skin like an uncooked chicken, and your dry skin is like the breadcrumbs that you sprinkle over the top when you're making your chicken schnitzel. If you were to just scrub at those breadcrumbs, so you're scrubbing at your dead skin, you might be breaking it down and spreading it around, but you're not going to get rid of it. So the point of a manual exfoliant is to loosen up those dead skin cells. You only want to do it really gently, like you'd be doing it on a baby, because you don't want to be aggravating your skin, because the more you pull at it and the more you scrub at it, you're creating little micro fractures in your skin, and that ages your skin faster. So very gently, you just want to loosen up those dead skin cells. And then you want to use a chemical exfoliant. So a chemical exfoliant uses things like, they sound like scary words, but alpha hydroxy acid or beta hydroxy acid. So alpha hydroxy acid is fantastic for dissolving the dead skin cells that sit on top of your skin. So it actually takes them away, it dissolves them from your skin, and then you can cleanse your skin. Sorry, I forgot to mention a cleanser is another pivotal skincare product. And then you want your cleanser as well to wash those dead skin cells away and excess sebum, which is the oil in your skin that's naturally produced. A beta hydroxy acid, what it does is in your pores, you've got the pore of your skin, you've got your hair follicle, you've got your sebum, which is naturally produced, and then you've got pollution and oil and dirt coming in from the air around you, and that's all clogging up in your pores. So beta hydroxy acid are things like your salicylic acids that can actually access that pore and dig out the dirt. So it's stronger than an alpha hydroxy acid. So you would find alpha hydroxy acids in things like your fruit, like your lemon and your pineapple, grapes, all those kinds of things. And beta hydroxy acid is a salicylic acid. So those are pivotal for cleaning your skin. You can cleanse your skin without exfoliating, but you're definitely never going to get the same results. Again, imagine pouring like an oil or some form of fluid over breadcrumbs that are really thick and expecting it to seep through and cover the chicken entirely. It's just not going to have the same results as if you completely remove those breadcrumbs. So you want to try and get rid of all those dead skin cells and then cleanse your skin. Ollie is very interested in this conversation, aren't you, buddy? I think you've got flawless skin. Okay, I love you too. The next thing is obviously your cleanser. So your cleansers can have beta hydroxy acids and alpha hydroxy acids in them also, and be a chemical exfoliant for your skin. So you can use cleansers that have acids in them, but just be conscious if you've got sensitive skin that it might be a little bit harsh. Again, if you have sensitive skin, another acid which you can use is glycolic acid, which is great for dissolving your dead skin cells. Or you can use enzymes. So enzymes are kind of like Pac-Man. They just eat away at those dead skin cells. Enzymes are derived from variable things. Commonly in skincare, you will find that enzymes are derived from salmon egg yolks. So if you are a vegan or you're a vegetarian or you're just not comfortable with that, just be conscious of asking where the enzymes are derived from, because it's not always listed on the bottle. So hopefully the person that you're purchasing the product from will know. Once you've cleansed and exfoliated your skin, then you've got this perfect layer to apply your treatment over. So your treatments are your serums, your masks, or your moisturizers. Now, if you consider moisturizer like cream and serum like a milk, serums have a finer molecular structure. So they're going to seep down to the lower layers of your skin. Sometimes your serums will access your collagen structures and they can build your collagen as well, so they're great for anti-aging. Sometimes the serums will have finer molecular structures and will have anti-aging or cleansing benefits as well to them that you wouldn't get from your cleansers or your exfoliators. So they're really, really fine. That's why they're always really thin, and they're for that deep penetration of the skin, and they're the real treatment that you want before you apply your moisturizer. Your masks can have a serum soaked in, so if you're wearing a sheet mask, sometimes they're serum based, so you'll get a similar effect from a mask, but it's really drenching your skin in that. And of course, once you remove the sheet mask, you can just rub the serum into your skin, so that's another fantastic treatment method. There are other masks which are for extractive purposes, so you might have a mask with charcoal in it, which is detoxifying, or you might have a mask with red clay, which is also detoxifying but soothing to the skin. So just consider what purpose your mask is serving. If it's to cleanse and detoxify your skin, then I'd recommend you put that on before you cleanse your skin. So exfoliate, apply your mask, and then cleanse your skin to remove the excess product. If your mask is for treatment purposes, exfoliate, cleanse your skin, then apply the mask. You can layer serums, so if you want to put on a mask and then put on a serum afterwards, by all means do that. Just be conscious of the ingredients that you're mixing together. So for example, if you've used glycolic acid in your mask or in your exfoliator, glycolic acid does not mix with retinol. You will have a reaction, or at the least you will cancel one or the other out, so it won't work. So do not mix retinol and glycolic acid together. So retinol is an anti-aging ingredient which you'll often find in serums. It's fantastic, it works really well, but it's not great for sensitive skin, and it certainly does not mix well with glycolic acid. If you're pregnant, definitely don't use it either. There are risks with pregnancy and to the use of retinol, so just take that into consideration before you use it. Once you've applied your serum, this is where your moisturizer comes in. So your moisturizer is like the final kind of layer. It's kind of like the herbs that you sprinkle over once your chicken's ready for roasting, you know. I'm actually a vegetarian, I don't know why I'm using this analogy, it's just what I can kind of get to make sense. But your moisturizer is kind of sprinkling on those extra benefits and locks in that serum. So it has a thicker molecular structure like a cream. So it's not going to seep down into the lower layers of your skin. It's just going to hydrate the upper layer of your skin. Often you'll find that moisturizers have hyaluronic acid in it. So hyaluronic acid sounds scary, but it's literally just water, which is contained in very small little capsules, and the capsules are very fine as well, so they do access the deeper levels of your skin. When they're used in a moisturizer, it still is not all that effective. It's more effective when used in a serum, which you can find it in. Sometimes brands like Eve Lom or Ren will have serums that are just pure hyaluronic acid. Serums and moisturizers that are just pure hyaluronic acid are really great for people with sensitive skin, because often I find that a lot of people are allergic to essential oils, and unfortunately there's always a lot of essential oils in moisturizers and serums. So if you have sensitive skin, that's definitely a good option for you. If you had to choose between getting a serum or a moisturizer, moisturizers are non-essential. They kind of just lock in everything and secure it all in place, and to add that little bit of extra flavor and benefit. You really are getting more benefits out of a serum than you would with a moisturizer. The only time where there could be an exception to this is with your high quality, high-end brands, such as La Mer, Perricone MD, Dr. Dennis Gross. That's all I can think of right now, but with those brands you're looking at quite an expensive purchase. I did use a sample of the La Mer gel moisturizer once, which is like minimum $250 for the small tub. But what you're getting out of La Mer is that, you know, for example, they grow their own kelp in their own little section of the ocean, and then they fertilize that kelp with more ingredients for 3 months, and then they inject that. They call it, I forget, they have some fancy name for it, like their miracle ingredient or something. They inject that into the product, and I think that sample, I made it last for 2 weeks, and my skin was amazing. I'm currently using the Perricone MD gel moisturizer, which again has high quality ingredients, high quality craftsmanship. So you're really getting a lot more packed into your moisturizer than you usually would, and the structure of it is a lot finer, so it is going to seep a little bit further down into your skin. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm only doing it because I got that moisturizer for free and I don't want to spend money right now. But it does work. So if you just want to get one product and you don't want to go through the whole regime and you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of benefit but still maximize what you can, then I would recommend that. But if you are looking for a regime, another great brand is Drunk Elephant. They're in America and Australia. I'm not sure about New Zealand. Drunk Elephant are great for people with sensitive skin because they don't include any essential oils in their products. They also balance out the pH levels of their products to match the pH level of your skin. Can't remember the exact pH level of your skin. Unfortunately, I'm having a mental blank. But it might not match, sorry, but it complements the pH of your skin. For an entire regime from Drunk Elephant, you're looking at about $350 AUD. So again, it's going to be a pricey purchase, but it's going to be worthwhile. If you were to go more like drugstore brands, I definitely recommend that you get to know your ingredients and, you know, look for the products that have got the right ingredients in there for you. If you've got sensitive skin, I wouldn't recommend going for drugstore products. I would cater a little bit more for your skin there and maybe invest a little bit more, because the products that are in drugstores aren't always as refined. I don't want to span that over every product because I obviously haven't, you know, tried every product, but from what I've seen, they're not as refined. Some of the main ingredients you'll see in drugstore products are rosehip oil, jojoba oil. That's another thing. Don't purchase 100% pure rosehip oil, or don't purchase anything with rosehip oil in it that doesn't have a carrier oil. So rosehip oil, although it is fantastic for your skin, needs to be mixed with a carrier oil. So a carrier oil is an oil that will carry product or an ingredient down into the lower layers of your skin, which for example is jojoba oil. Rosehip oil alone actually just oxidizes as soon as it hits your skin, and you lose all the benefits, and you're literally just putting an oil on your skin, which is very frustrating because there's a lot of brands that are marketing 100% pure rosehip oil for $40, $50 a bottle, and it's not doing anything. So just be conscious of that as well. When it's mixed with carrier oil, it's fantastic. So some brands you'll see, they have a rosehip oil, but if you have a look at the ingredients, it's mixed with jojoba oil to carry that through your skin. So just get to know your ingredients, find out what works for your skin and what doesn't, and then choose your products from there. Or go to a place like MECCA and speak to a skincare specialist that knows what they're talking about, and they can make some recommendations for you. Okay, and then you've got your little like bonus skincare products. So for example, vitamin C serum. I love vitamin C serum because I have a lot of scars from acne. So vitamin C serum, what it does is it accesses those areas of pigmentation. So pigmentation is caused by a cluster of melanin production. So melanin is what makes you look tanned, or what gives you pigment in your hair, or pigment in your freckles. So what the vitamin C does is it accesses that cluster of melanin and it disperses it and dissolves it. So again, you need a serum with vitamin C in it because you need something that's got a fine enough molecular structure to actually access those deeper parts of your skin. And another bonus product that you can use is eye cream. So eye cream you need to be really careful with because a lot of them have retinol in them, and a lot of people aren't aware that you can't put eye cream all over your eye. You can only put it through here because your eyelid is extremely thin, and whatever you put on your eyelid is absorbed by your eyeball. So most eye creams you can't apply all over the eye. However, there are some like the Shava Eye Complex, from Drunk Elephant, which are safe enough to put all over your eye, and I personally prefer that because I get creasing through here and through here, and I don't want my eyelids to droop. So I prefer eye cream that I can put all over my eye, but you just need to be conscious that it's safe to do so. Again, eye creams are not essential. You can use a serum as long as it's safe enough and put it all over your eye. Don't exfoliate around your eye, certainly not. Especially, well, actually manual or chemical exfoliants. Do not do them around your eye. Manual exfoliants, very loose, delicate skin, you're going to be breaking the skin, giving yourself more wrinkles. And chemical exfoliants have salicylic acid or alpha hydroxyacids, which are too strong for your eye. Salicylic acids as well, I forgot to mention, you usually won't get a high percentage of salicylic acid in your products. The highest percentage I've been able to access in Australia is 15%, which is the TLC serum by Drunk Elephant, and I think that's legally the highest amount that you can get. In America, however, it's 25%, which is like, oh, I need it. So Drunk Elephant actually released a mask that had 25% salicylic acid in it in America. So if you know someone who can bring that over for you, I recommend it. It is still safe to use. Just be conscious that you're not sensitive to salicylic acid. But yeah, definitely don't go putting that around your eye. So yeah, I think I covered everything. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. But I hope that was useful or helpful to you. Definitely, I just always recommend that you try samples first and talk to a specialist who can cater a skincare regime to you, because everybody's skin is different, but it's definitely a valuable thing to be doing. and it maximizes the use of your makeup products then, because they'll go on cleaner, smoother, and you won't have to use as much to get an amazing result. So thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day, night, or afternoon wherever you are. Bye. Do you want a belly rub? A belly rub for you? Of course, anytime, girl, anytime.